Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill of Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the greatest wide receiver of all time. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates, all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I've watched several decades of football from different generations, from the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and today. With the likes of Michael Irvin, with the likes of Torrey Holt, Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco, Jerry Rice, Devontae Adams. You've had hella receivers all over the place. Guys that were great, guys that were phenomenal, guys that were Hall of Fame, guys that can catch in traffic, guys that can do so much, but we're focusing on the guy that doesn't get enough credit, and for what, we don't know why. But when I'm telling you, this guy stopped playing well before his day was over. And he stopped doing it at such a peak level where he was getting triple teamed, double teamed, and still catching the ball. He was creating records, beating records, breaking touchdown records, breaking receiving records. And this guy was simply still losing because of the team he was on. Yes, he retired too soon. Yes, he was great, but in 9 seasons, you're looking at 731 catches. You're looking at 11,619 yards, 83 touchdowns. I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. When you think about Terrell Owens and how he did what he did and how Jerry Rice is revered for what he did, and even Randy Moss, he's a bigger version of Randy Moss. When Randy Moss was able to leap with ease and go up and get it over 2 or 3 guys, Megatron did that same thing too. When you're thinking about being able to go across the middle and take the punishment, he did the same thing Terrell Owens do. When you think about making routine plays, taking 15-yard slants to the house like Jerry Rice, he did the same thing too. Except oftentimes he was the only focal point on that offense for the longest time. Even when they had Reggie Bush in the backfield, even when they had some type of talent around him, he was the main singular target. And don't forget the craziest season he had where he broke Jerry Rice's records. Let's not forget that. Because he tore up every corner, safety, nickelback, cornerback, he went nuts. And I feel like if he would have kept playing, he would have kept doing more damage and kept doing things. But because the Detroit Lions were not willing to pay the man and not willing to sacrifice to make the team better, we saw what happened. Barry Sanders walked away from the game too early too. It's a theme in Detroit. But I want all of y'all in the comment section when I'm reading, T.O.'s the greatest and Randy Moss is the greatest and Jerry Rice is the greatest. It's not always about stats. When you cut that television on and you cut that YouTube on and you see exactly the damage that young man did when he was the only offensive threat there and they were double and had a safety over the top or the linebacker to come over the top and he's being chased by 2 or 3 people at a time and he's still making a catch, still making a first down, still making a touchdown, still making a change move. It's Calvin Johnson. Now, no disrespect to Jerry, no disrespect to T.O., no disrespect to Randy. Their numbers are going to be bigger because they play longer. It is what it is. But for what he did in those 9 seasons, compare his 9 seasons to their 9 seasons, and I guarantee you the conversation goes a little bit different. And it's more impressive because they had weapons. They had other weapons. They had better quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but he left a lot to be desired. In Detroit. So what do you NFL fans think? Get in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you in the next conversation.